A blessed evening, a blessed day to all of you, and also those who are participating in this worship at the Shrine of Jesus Divine Word via live stream. I had the rare privilege to attend the canonization of our Saint, Saint Joseph Freinademetz, together with the founder of the SVD, the congregation that works with you here at this shrine and this seminary. In 2003, I was just a few months there for studies when it was the celebration of the canonization of these two saints, together with the founder of the Comboni missionaries. So it was actually a celebration of the canonization of persons connected with the missions, because that is the very core of their vocation, the missionary, to be missionaries. And among the impressions that I got, actually, the Saint Joseph Freinademetz, according to stories, had more popularity actually to people, because he was more amiable, more unlike Arnold Janssen, who was more strict in his bearing. One of the things that impressed me also about him, Joseph Freinademetz, was when at the end of my studies in Rome, we visited his birthplace, that is in the Alps, northern Italy, that used to be part of Austria. Beautiful place, but during the time of Joseph Freinademetz, it was isolated, So in his childhood, in his early years, to educate himself, he had to walk 11 kilometers, 11 hours to reach the city where he continued his studies. He was a brilliant student. He had to live with a house, to pay for his rent. He had to help the woman of the house, in the household chores. And he finished his studies in the elementary with honors, and he then proceeded to study in the seminary with the help again of a sponsor, until he was ordained as a diocesan priest. But the call to mission was becoming more intense, especially when he got to know a congregation founded in Germany, Holland, this Society of the Divine Word by Arnold Janssen, 2 years before his ordination. And he asked permission from Arnold Janssen to join this congregation. And after a short preparation, he was sent. The first missionaries of the congregation, of the newly founded congregation of the Society of the Divine Word, the first two to be sent to mission, and that is China, where this Joseph Freinademetz and his companion, they stayed first for 2 years in Hong Kong to learn the difficult language, Chinese language, before proceeding to the mainland China, that southern or South Shantung or Shandong, where he spent his ministry there as a missionary, organizing the local church, baptizing, proclaiming the good news to people, no, forming missionaries or the young missionaries who were sent. He formed them before sending them to their mission stations, and also forming catechists to help in the preparation of these people who wanted to be baptized. So all his ministry revolved around this proclamation of the good news to those who did not believe yet to Jesus Christ. And in the midst also of their mission, he had to suffer many violence, because during that time there was this revolution they called the Boxer Revolution in China. They were against foreigners, of course, even though with his clothing, Chinese clothing, they would see his features, physical features, as European. So he had to endure also suffering, almost died because he was beaten one time, but he did not stop to proclaim and to do his mission as priest and missionary of the Catholic Church. And he suffered, contracted a tuberculosis at the age of 46, or before that, he suffered for 10 years of tuberculosis. And while attending a victim of people of this sickness, he succumbed to it and died at the age of 46 on January 28, 1908. These sometimes we marvel at the courage and the strength of these saints and missionaries. And I think the answer to this, or their secret, is precisely because they responded to the will of God. And God, when He calls, He also sustains us. And this is a beautiful reminder once again that as we face, for example, difficulties of our particular calling, be as parents with the difficulties of rearing children, of educating them, forming them, or as employees, or as whatever would be our calling, God certainly sustains us in that calling. So we ask then the Lord that just like Saint Joseph Freinademetz, he was sustained by the grace of God because he was faithful, obedient, and open to his calling, that God also sustained him. May you also find that strength as you pursue and follow the call that God has for you as Christians, Catholics, in our particular situation. Truly, God sustains us all. It is just a question of openness, obedience, and our desire to follow God's will. God will give us the necessary grace we need to accomplish our mission. We also pray especially for missionaries in difficult situations. Now, our congregation here, the Society of the Divine Word, we have more than 100 missionaries who are working in different parts of the world. For almost 9 years, I was also assigned to mission work. Not so difficult maybe as other countries, because I was assigned to Argentina. But nevertheless, the difficulty of loneliness, of being misunderstood, of learning the language, para kang bata na tatawanan ka lang kung nagkakamali ka. I mean, sometimes it hurts your ego, for example, and many other things. But again, as I've said, with the grace of God, we can pursue and accomplish our mission. So we pray also for them, and we thank you, we the SVDs, for you who help us in one way or the other, your prayers, your presence here, in one way or the other, material, financial help. Now we thank you for your help to our congregation in our projects. It is so heartening to find, for example, people coming, offering their help, big or small. This is for you, for your seminarians, for your mission. It encourages us. These people encourage, your gestures encourage us. Thank you for your goodness, and please continue to support our mission, because you multiply this the work of God through your help, through your sacrifices and prayers. May God bless everyone for your generosity.